Fala pessoal do eSporTV, minha alegria também está aqui estampada no meu rosto, porque hoje temos Christopher Get Right, uma lenda do CS, já venceu um Major e já foi número 1 do mundo, olha só que privilégio. So I was just telling them that you've won a Major, you've been on the top of the rankings for the best player. How does that feel? You're a legend.
I would never see myself as a legend, never, ever. Why? It's because I see myself as a normal human being, and I just got in love with a game that I was 9 years old. It's almost 20 years ago in 2 months, and it blew me away as a person. I would never see myself as a legend. I would never see myself like someone that people idolize, because at the end of the day, I respect people, and it doesn't really matter where they come from, what they do or whatnot, you know. Why am I such a more special than you? That's how I look on things. So I appreciate the words that people say because I hear it every year, but I can never take it fully in as a person because I just love the game.
They're in a lot of trouble. That mate's going to do decent damage, and look at it, Get Right just spraying him down long range.
A little bit of a headshot on Carrigan, 2 and another one on Device. Easy peasy all day there for Get Right. Hasn't even reloaded. Lands another headshot on Sipnix. Is it really going to be a UMP? Surely not. He sprays, he gets it. All headshots, all UMP and NIP. 3 rounds away from making one more semi.
Was it love at first sight at 9 years old?
Oh, no. I hated the game in the beginning, but it's been quite a ride though. So it's been interesting, and I mean, now I would say it's probably the love of my life in a way. I mean, come on, I'm 29 soon and I've been playing this for 20 years. It must be something saying, you know, but I'm not like weird in that sense that I'm gonna marry the game at least. So that's a good thing, you know.
When did you realize you could become a pro player?
I think when I was 16 years old. I remember that yesterday, and I remember that I was going to a local LAN with a couple of friends that were a little bit higher than me and like better according to the community, but I just said to myself, like, if they want to play with me, I should at least try to deliver. And I think I blew everyone like away how good I was. And directly after that local LAN tournament, I got offered to join one of the first, in my books at least, first professional team, Big Rip back in the day. That's where things took off. But I've also had a very bumpy ride. People hasn't followed me in 1.6 and whatnot. I got kicked out from a lot of top teams. They didn't appreciate me, my winning mentality. They didn't appreciate me as a young player that's gonna be better than ones that 5-6 years older than me. But I've learned so much through the years, and I've come to realize that, or the point where it's like, if a player is much better than you, try to help him instead of pushing him away. And I think that's something that I learned through the ways when I've been playing for so many years, because people get easily put on the side because they're younger or maybe better than you. But at the same time, it's part of the life circle. Someday you're gonna be replaced, you know? At least I try to be happy and I try to be nice. And I mean, I'm still here, so it seems to be working. So that's a good sign.
1v2 running up here, P250 out, jumping and shooting. He gets one more kill, looking for it. He's got him hunted down. Time is up. Oh my God, Garrett, are you gonna be kidding me?
Was it your brother that introduced you to the game? Like 97% of the players?
Yeah, I have 3 siblings. I have 2 older brothers and 1 older sister. She didn't play any games though, but my oldest brother, Robin, he showed me the game, and we had 1 computer at home, and me and my another older brother, we were sitting and playing together because we were young. I will remember as well, like yesterday, because we were playing it for maybe 1 hour or something like that, and somehow we deleted the game from his computer, and this was before Steam and you can download it and whatnot. This was a mod, and we deleted from his computer, and he got so furious that we deleted the game. So I felt so ashamed for like 2 weeks straight because I deleted his game, you know, on his computer. But I tried my best, but I was 9 years old. I didn't know how to do it, you know. I don't know that much English then. I didn't know how to install things. I didn't know anything, you know. I just thought it was a fun game to play, so of course he was my older brother, you know.
Alone, same as it ever was, in a 1 versus 2, and he has a great rate of clutching this. He's gonna get the first kill. Now it's down to Fallen, 1 versus 1 in about 18 seconds here, and Fallen covering across Get Right. He's already made it past. Can he get that bomb? It's actually out in the open forest. Fallen here, he's moving close. Pistols out, Get Right! He's gonna get it, the triple kill with 7 seconds left, and NIP.
I'm going to ask you to gather your dream team, the perfect team of all time. Who would you put it?
Doesn't really matter if it's CSGO, right? Can I put anyone?
No, from CSGO.
Oh, okay.
From any time.
I mean, I will say like this. People will remember some of the names at least, but I will try to be a little bit more than so everyone knows it.
Okay.
I would put Koga as the first player I want. Why? Is because I got to know him very late, but I got so admired to see him play the first time in 1.6, and I saw it in real life, and I thought he was a great player and a great person, and that's someone that I always admire. I would always take Forrest. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been my fucking life partner, feels like now, for almost 11 years. Yeah, 11 or 10, I don't know, doesn't matter. I mean, everyone knows how he goes, I don't need to brag about him for 10 minutes. The third one I would probably take would be Device, I think. I would take Device. Now I have like 2 offers, almost 3, but still. I will take Device because I know that he knows a lot of Swedish, and I have at least in my books, a good relationship with him, and I think he's a good person. He has his heart on the right side, and he's very down to earth, and I respect him a lot for it. And last but not least, I mean, if I'm myself in it, I can put myself
yes,
in it.
Yes, please do. Or don't.
But then I would probably... Oh, that's so hard. I can't even come up with one now. I'll take Roland, the former manager coach from FaZe. Okay. Why? Because he taught me so much about CS in general, and someone that I respect the most and I had the most fights with. But it's because we had the same mentality and we had the same stubbornness and we had the same, winning mentality in a way. And that's someone that I will always respect and admire because he taught me as a person outside the game, but he taught me even more inside of the game. And that's something that, I'll take on the rest of my life.
What is your career high?
I think that the best time in my career was probably between 2009 to 2015.
Wow, that's a
That's
big,
a long.
Yeah.
But why? It's because of all the stories, the history, the fun time inside of the game, winning and fighting for your dream. Believing in something that no one believed in. Because I remember when CSGO came out, no one believed when I said this game is going to be big. No one. And everyone laughed at me. And I think come on, look now.
Yeah,
it's
huge.
Big.
It's
and Fallen saw it at least. He fought he's so much for this game in the beginning. So I think it was only me and him in a way, even though we were for 2 different worlds and 2 different things and so on. I mean, he built up a scene from the ground to do something with it. I didn't, but I always believed and supported the game because I know this is going to be the next one and something that you have to fight for and show up. Because if you just go in for playing for the money or you don't really believe in anything, you're going to fail miserably. I at least had the belief and the hope for it, and I gave everything for it.
Yeah, and they're going to hold this one so tightly. The Molotovs are coming out as well as the nades, but this time there's no one in Tetris. Get right, he's taking 3, taking 4 with the auto sniper. He just needs Taz, and that's going to be it. That is going to be the 15th round, and Ninjas in Pajamas.
Have you ever thought of quitting?
A lot of times, too many times, but I'm not a quitter. There is an old school fake nickname that I have, that's the song from Journey, Don't Stop Believing. A lot of people at this 1.6 recognize that nickname from me because that's what I always had as a fake name. And I believe that song because I always listen to songs and the words and whatnot, and of course the title, it means more to me than just the song. And that's more like, a person that never gives up and never gonna be quitting, because life is gonna hit you so hard in different ways, and especially in the game, that you have to just take up yourself and become even better.
Still have the advantage of positioning. They are clearing out, getting info towards that B site, but we have a boost, a very clever one here used on A site. Get right might be able to catch somebody off guard here.
Yeah, going to be hard to predict, and Shock's out of it. Look at Get Right, that's a triple headshot. Spray down and the quad kill to...
Just to wrap it up, have you and Forrest ever fought like a big fight?
Once. I will not go into details what happened, but yeah, once.
And how did you cope with that?
I cried a lot, and it was a misunderstanding, but that's the only time that I can remember that we really fought or had a big fight. And I think that's pretty cool that we only had it once.
Thank you so much. I would like to ask you to give the Brazilian fans a message or anything like that.
Sorry that I don't speak any Portuguese, but big love for you guys because you make my dream come true every freaking day, because you're watching the games, you're cheering for us, and you're making the scene as bigger than it was ever before. And I will always have a big heart for the Brazilian scene. Even though I will always want to beat the Brazilian people, but that's just in the game. Remember that, not outside the game. But I love your dedication to the sport that you always give to your players, and that's a big admirement because end of the day, I'm living my dream, and that's not without you.
Gente, arrasou. Essa daqui só vai ser uma primeira entrevista, porque certamente a gente vai ter outra. Ele é cheio de histórias para contar, então é isso. Dê aquele likezão, subscribe, comente, tudo. Thanks, Get Right.